We can start now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So team, like we discussed last week, I want you guys, I think you guys had enough time to go through the course and everything. I'm not sure how many people have completed the course, but anyways, so if you guys have any questions related to Google Analytics, you can just put down in the chat box here and I will explain it to you guys. So we can do it either ways. I can just open the Google Analytics of my the Twin Cloud page and I can explain it to you guys few things. So how do you guys want me to do? So we can do both the things also. So you can put down your questions in the chat list and we can do however you guys want, we can do.
Mohan, it's better you can share your screen and show us how it works, so it will be easy for us to understand also.
Definitely. Sure. Okay. Okay. Okay, team. So this is the actual Google Analytics of the CleanCloud company. So I'm not sure how many of you actually here know about CleanCloud. So CleanCloud is also a part of DC2 company. We provide software testing services. So I'm like, as you guys know, so I'm the marketing manager. I'm handling the marketing team here. So we take care of all these things, Google Analytics and everything. So we closely monitor the Google Analytics, use the Google Analytics to monitor the website, traffic from week on week basis that we do. So what you are looking at it right now is the home, Google Analytics home of the CleanCloud, website. So yeah, that is what you're looking at. So if you look at it here, so you see these four things. It's like a summary. This is like a summary of everything. So currently active users in the in the website, currently we don't have anyone. So currently there are no active users. No one is looking at our website as of now. So no one is looking at it. And users, sessions, bounce state, session duration. Okay, can anyone tell me like what is mean by bounce state? You guys had done the course, right?
Like people have visited the website, but they have not waited till more time and they have jumped into another website.
Exactly. So they did not spend much time, they left the website, very fast actually. That means they did not, go through all other pages. They might have left immediately after the home page. Even the home page also, for example, home page is like 3 pages long or something. They just saw the first, part of the home page. They didn't even, scroll to the end of the home page. So that's what you call it a bounce rate. So here, if you look at it, the bounce rate is really high here. So that tells us that, website has an issue. Okay. Anyways, we are working on a new website and everything, but I'll just tell you guys. So this means we have an issue here. So with the help of Google Analytics, you can know like, how many users are coming to, your website each and every day, every week, every month, every year. So everything that you can do. Sessions. So sessions also that you would know, bounce rate, session duration. So average session duration is like, the person, who's coming to the website, spends an average of like, 59 seconds or something. So that much, time only that they are spending. So, right. So I'll come down here. So you can see this stat that what you're looking for is only for the 7 days. So here you have an option here. You can select, yesterday, like today, 28 days, 90 days, you can choose. Or else you can just, you see this option here, audience overview. You can click this option. So you can select the duration. Here you can select it, this, what is the period that you want, whether I can say like, hey, I want it from October 2nd, till, November 7th. I can select it here and I can see it. So you see this users, new users, sessions, number of sessions per user, page views, and everything that you're seeing there. Okay. I'll tell you guys, what is the difference between users and the new users. For example, CleanCloud, we have a marketing team of like 6 or 7 people. We ourselves itself visit the website, so many times in a week actually. So the new users, in the sense, they have visited only once, but the users who visited repeatedly, that means, the total number of users. So this 6,748 is a new users completely. They visited for the first time to this website. So that means, they're called the new users. So pages, session, bounce, wait, these things, I think you guys might already know. And if you come down here, It will also show you the demographics. You can check for this thing. If you click this thing, where are we getting the users from? India, US, United Kingdom, Canada. How much percentage that we are getting? It's a differentiation of this number that you're looking at. So if you add up these numbers, you will get the same thing. Okay. I click something. Let me go back. So if you guys add up these numbers, users numbers, this thing, you will get the same number actually. So it just shows, from which are the countries that we are getting the users actually. So this also helps you to understand, for example, you're running a campaign and you want, users from particular country to see, and that is not happening or not. So, by looking at this thing, you can understand. So again, language and everything you can see. If I come down here, if I click a browser, from which browser that, you're getting the most number of, users into. And you can ask me, okay, fine. Google Analytics is a Google, product. So does that mean that, if someone is visiting from a different browser, that, it does not get, registered or not? You can ask me, but it's not the way. Google Analytics is a common platform. Doesn't matter, which platform, which other company product that you're coming into. For example, Safari, Edge, Firefox, doesn't matter anything at all. But if your user is coming into your website from any website platform also, it will be registered actually. It will have a history of it, and it will be the numbers will be added here. So never ever think that, for example, Google is a website separate product, and it will only take take into account only the Google numbers. It's not like that. It takes into account everything, and they all have a policy for that. So always keep in mind that, okay. So it doesn't matter like which system or like which browsing, browser, which operating system that they're coming into. They can always, it will always be registered, and it will be aggregated data of that action. Okay, so keeping in mind that's all. So you can see Windows, Android, iOS, Linux, everything. It is showing everything. Service providers, I think that data is not showing here. So again, if I come to the mobile as well, it is showing. One second. So Android, we have got like 1,400 users, and iOS is like 331. So the numbers are showing here. Service provider, yes, as usual. Screen resolution also, these numbers also we are getting. So, okay, why do we need all this data? Because the marketing campaigns have a lot to do with these numbers actually. For example, last week I spent like a lakh or like 50K for the campaign, and I expected my campaign to perform better, but it did not perform. But looking at these numbers, I can definitely know whether my campaign has been targeted properly or not. Did it reach the target audience or not? So all these things that you guys can understand by looking at these numbers, because these numbers are very detailed. You can see that on this period to this period, how many people have visited your listing, users, new users, country, city, language, everything that you're getting the numbers here. This will help you understand, okay, what is going on. Even with bounce rate, sessions, everything, you can definitely understand. And if I come here, this tool, you can select, okay, so what particularly if you want to see particular something else, for example, okay, let us see new users. You can see users, and if I come here also, you can see it in a different way. Bounce session, just the mobile traffic you want to see, organic traffic. These are all the options that you see. These are like more detailed manner of getting the reports. So system, if I go by the system, what will be shown? We have not made any custom reports. So for example, let me select something here, maybe a mobile traffic. Okay, I select it. So you see here, like in October 2nd to till November 7th, users mobile traffic 1,770, new users this much. So there are a lot of options, guys. Like with the Google Analytics, you can get very detailed analysis of your website, as much as possible. So that's the total idea behind using the Google Analytics. So me and my team, if we want to know anything about the Go, our website or anything, how it is performing or anything, even if we are also planning some activities next week also, the first place that we go to is always the Google Analytics. Okay. So I think I've been talking continuously for many minutes. So I'll just stop for a minute. I'll pause for a minute. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me. Then we can continue.
Let's just can we create Google Analytics for any video links that we have like that, or this is only for any particular application?
It's only for the website mostly.
Oh,
Yeah. So if you want to know the videos, so who asked me that question? Srinidhi, is it?
Srinidhi, yeah.
Yeah, Srinidhi. No, if we want to know about the videos, Srinidhi, so we have to log in into YouTube actually. YouTube also, like, you will have a user account actually. So you have to log in into
Okay.
it, and you have to see the your video views and everything, your details. You heard about these lot of influencers, social media influencers, content creators. So what they do is they will
Right.
have a separate YouTube account. So where you will get the complete analytics of that in the YouTube, that account itself that you will get. So YouTube is not included into this thing. This is particularly for the for the mobile
Website.
apps and then the websites. For that purpose only it is. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Got it, Mohan. Yeah, thank you.
Anything else, anyone? Fine then. Let me get. I'll get continued. Okay, guys. So we'll go by option by options. This reports. Real time. If I click this real time thing, so it will show you like before what I discussed. Active users in the last 5 minutes. We had like 0 active users in it. So per second, per minute, it will just show you. And if there's a number here in the number, if it is showing now it is showing 0 active users on site. So if there's a number 2 or 3 or something, then it will show you the top locations as well. So those 3 people, where are they looking at? What are the active pages that they are looking at? What are the locations they are from? Everything it will show you. But now since we don't have any numbers here, it is showing 0. So it is all blind now. Locations also it will show. So all these are like real time. So like I said, real time. So what is happening currently as of now? So all these things are related to that. And I'll move on to the next one, audience. So audience, this thing. So overview of your audience. So this is what that we just looked at it now. So mobile users or these things, where are your users from, active users, Twitter, and so currently, but we don't have now. So okay, so last 1 day active users, this thing. So 54 7-day active users, this thing. Lifetime value. So these things are like these things might not work for all the companies. These things will work better for the companies who are into B2C and e-commerce business. So we are not much interested into this thing because we are not looking for revenue per user. That is something that we are not doing it. So we want all we want is a different thing because each company has a different goal set for their website. So if you look at our company, so we are not expecting each of our new user to convert into a lead. But if you look at some B2C website or anything, some clothing or any other website or something that you see, there's a value set for everything. So if 100 people visit their website and they want 50 people to be at least to be converted into it, they want them to do some purchase. But our website is a service-based website. We don't provide any button buy option or anything in the website itself. So these options does not work for us actually. But for such websites, like I told you, for those websites it does work. So this thing is also like so acquisition data, like how much that we have achieved from day to day, the percentage wise whether it has increased or gone down, like like that you can see that. audiences, all users, it is still showing the mobile traffic only because I selected the mobile traffic, so it is still showing the same. So I'll just select all. So that is there. So some of the users, these are the client IDs actually. So these are the people, they have visited. One more thing is that Google Analytics will not give you any details about the people, who are visiting your, website. You can't get their, contact information or anything as such. It will just show you like, this kind of thing, client ID, user ID, something like that. You will not know their name or unless and until they fill some form in your website, you will not know anything about them. So you can't, you will just know that, okay, these many people visited your website. That's it. You will not know like, who visited, their name and contact details, that you will not get it. Yes, you will know like where they visited, which country they visited, through which operating system, which device they visited, everything you will know, but not the actual name and the contact details of the person. That you will not get it. So demographics, if I come to the demographics, the next option, it will just show you male, female, age, users, the data mean. So age, gender, all these things, yeah. Next is interest also. The affinity categories, it will show you. So what are the category people, are more interested in your website? So mostly the first comes the technology kind of people. And then the shoppers, value shoppers is the second one. Travel, business travelers. So food and dining. So if you look at this, okay, first one technology, and then 10th one maybe only 2 are relevant to us. Other 8 are not relevant, not relevant to us. That means not all the people visited our website are relevant people. They might have search for something else, and our website just came in the option, and they just looked at it. So that is why I told in the previous, when we discussed about the revenue and all, we are not looking for revenue of every user per every user, because we know that every user that comes to a website is not going to be not going to buy the service. So that's why. In market segments. So these are the segments. These are the things. It will be very helpful for you guys. When you do this Google Ads or something. I think it is covered at the end of this course. I think so. So it will be very helpful for you guys. So these are the things. Okay, what are the categories? Business services, software business. But if you look at the third one, employment and career consulting services, this is something that we don't do at all. But we are getting a traffic from this also. I'm not even sure why we are getting that. So employment, IT and technical jobs, all these things. So education and test preparation and tutoring. Again, this thing is also we are not at all. But we are getting the traffic. So there are certain things you can't avoid only. So here, if you see conversations, goal 1, okay, our goal 1 is a conversation trend. So okay. So this is the goal that that has been set by the our company. So conversations as in like doing some activity, either clicking on it, the conversations will be many in a way, either clicking on it or filling the form or like contacting us. So there are so many ways we pick the goal. And this one, completions. Actually, how many people tried to open the form and how many people actually completed it? So that much. So goal, P&L value. This thing, again, the dollar, we are getting 0 here. Because obviously most of the people who are reaching out to us, they are reaching out through many ways, by email or something. Okay. The people who visit the website and contacting us through the website, it is mostly very, very less actually. Most of the time it's very less. So that's why you see the value here, it's always a 0. Most of it, everything are 0. Okay. So other categories, what are the other categories that we are getting the traffic from? These are the other categories, computers. These are definitely not relevant to us at all. So yeah, that's why they are mentioned it as other categories. So geo, I think that we already covered. Language, location, I've covered this thing. Behavior also. Behavior. So new visitor versus the returning visitor. So returning visitor, the numbers I showed you guys before, this is again the same thing. The new users and users, that's it. They're just showing it as a new visitors and returning visitors. The term is different, but it's the same actually. They're just showing it as a separate number. So there's nothing much. So you see this, no, users, new users, that's it. And they've just split that into the same. So yeah, this is like, again, this is more of in-depth thing. So sessions, sessions, which is, I would say, like, first session is like how do I say, like the goals that we have set. So here, the session one, from the first session itself, how many people are coming, 13953, and pages is this thing. So this is more like a guide, I would say. Take this as a first page, like a home page. Take second as a second page. What is a second page? Any competencies page or functional testing page, like that. So these are the numbers, guys. So if you look at these numbers, so this is the numbers. So you see that the first page, the people landing up in this page is always the higher, 82.6. Page views also. But slowly you can see the numbers, reducing, because the people moving from one page to another, continuously going to all the pages are definitely not possible for any person. So they won't do one. So that is why the first session is always the higher. So most the people land on the home page, at least they complete the home page thing. So that's why the numbers are high. So yeah, this is also this thing. Engagement 0 to 10 seconds sessions, page views, this thing. 11 to 13 seconds, only 38 people. Again, we talked about bounce rate. You can see that in just 10 seconds of people leave our website. They should stay at least for 30 seconds or 1 minute. Then only we'll call that website as hit and best performing website. Because in here, if you see, all the people are leaving under the 10 seconds. So that's a bad thing, if you have to say. So again, this thing also we saw browser OS. The first thing is the I've shown you guys. So what are the browsers that they use and everything, percentages, network. So all these are same, guys. Mobile, cross device, custom, all these things are same. So you can make the comparison kind of at the end, benchmarking. You can do that here. Acquisition, business behavior, so all these things. But this may not be very this might not be needed for you guys at this point of time, because this is like a more advanced step. So I'm just skipping this for now. Okay, so now we move to the acquisitions. So acquisitions, you can see these options: all traffic, Google Ads, Search Console, social, and campaigns. So all traffic. So all traffic is again the same thing. What we saw. Okay, so what are the channels? Everything through what that we are getting. Okay, what are the source medium that we are getting through? I'm sure you guys all know this. What are these things? So LinkedIn, reference, so Google. So mostly Google organic only we are getting. The stuff, the things are very different. Bing, we are getting. Indeed, through Indeed we are getting something. But mostly Google is the one that we are getting most. And next is the Google Ads. Google Ads, if you run the campaign, linking this website, then only it will be shown you. But again, for that to show here, you have to add an link from here. Actually, you have to get a code from here, and you have to add that code to all the pages in your website. Then only it will be tracked and it will be shown here. Let us say you run a Google Ad campaign, but if the link is not incorporated into the website, then it will not show anything. So you have to do that, and then it will show you. Google Ads part, I'll just skip it here because we'll be covering that at the end. So I'll just skip that here. Search console. So search console is very important. Search console is where you index your pages. I'm not sure if you know the term or not. So that means, like I said, the very last time, just because you have a website in your Google does not mean that your page will be automatically shown on the Google search page. You have to index each one of your pages in the Google search console. That you have to do. You have to do index. You have to do an optimization. You have to do complete SEO optimization for each of the pages. So that's where the search console comes in handy. So if you have any landing pages, you can add it here, and you can get a data of that. So you can do that. But here it is showing the whatever the links that you guys are seeing. Right? These are all the blog links actually. So you're looking at the blogs. So these the blog, this blog. So yeah, all these are like blogs. So they are showing it as a, in the landing pages, they are showing it as a this thing, blog links are showing. But actual landing page, if you have, you can add it here, you can try to get the data of that. So this also you guys have seen in the retreats. That also I showed you guys in some time back. Devices, all these devices. Social, again, the same thing. For example, what are the traffic that you're getting from different social media? Like, here you see careers.com, this thing. These are the other pages that we have apart from the website. So that you see. So social also means, for example, we have LinkedIn, we have Twitter. So how much, that we are getting from these are the, from other links. For example, from LinkedIn, see, we are getting, we got like 6 sessions, 35 point sessions. Twitter this much, Facebook this much, Instagram this much. So social is where, you try to get a data of like, how much traffic that you're getting from through other social media platforms. So you might have done some activities there. You might have given a link there where people would have clicked it and they would have been redirected to here. So that's how, you would have got it. But Google Analytics also catches that as well and it records that as well. So you can understand from that. So all campaigns. So this again we can cover it in the Google Ads when we run it. So now it will be 0 only because it's not covering anything at all. Coming to the behavior. Okay, this is again similar to what we saw before. Page views and unique page views. This is again the same same thing, guys. So page views in the sense total number of pages. So the first thing that what we saw is new users coming into the website only, not the entire pages or something. But here, for example, we have like 70 pages or 60 pages in the website, and within this period of time, how many people have seen the pages? Total number of pages. So page views is like 2,399 views that we got for the all the pages all together. But unique page views in the sense separate users, individual users, this could be of overall some users could have seen more than one page actually. So that means it's an aggregate of all the pages. But this every new user seen these many pages. So that's how the numbers this numbers are. So these are the difference between page views and unique page views. So that's it. And site content, site speed. So all these are like regarding the site. So I can say that what is the speed of the site. I'll try to find it here. So average reduction time 0.111, average server function 0.343, average page loading 9.94. So which is very high. So it should have been like 1 to 2 seconds. So this is also one of the reasons why the website could be not performing well. So 1 to 2 seconds it should. Page timings, average per view and everything. So user timings, all these things being given. Site search. So how many people visited your thing without site search? What are the search terms? Search pages. So yeah, there are some data, if you have not optimized it completely, or if you have not indexed, certain aspects in your website, it will not show up here. So like I said, these are very detailed analysis, guys. These might not be needed for you guys at this point. So only if you do a complete SEO or something for some pages, then you guys need it. But at this point, it is not required for you guys. So coming to the goals, conversations. So like I said, we have set few goals there. So we wanted the person who's coming to our website to either fill the form or like click something, click some particular thing or like that. So on people completing the goal completion, it will be shown here. Like 110 goals, like the goal conversion rate and everything is shown. And the goal completions, if you look at this page, company page and this thing. So if you look at the first page, it is a block. And here the goal completions are really high. So 19, 17.27%, that's the highest actually. website you also set. So you can set, as many as goals that you want. There's no limit to how many goals that you can set. You can even set, 10 goals, 15 goals, 20 goals, as many as goals that you can set. So the more you want to understand, your audiences, you can set. So these are all, related to that. Okay, attention is something that it's like not needed at this point of time. So this much, if you can cover that, it's okay. Okay. I'll stop for. I'll just pause for a minute now to take your questions, anything that you guys may have, and if there's nothing, then we can wrap up the session, and then we can connect next. So, you guys like any doubts that you guys may have, like ask me now. We can discuss on that.
No, Mohan, nothing from my end. All are cleared.
Perfect. Fine then. Okay. If there's no questions for me, then I think we can.